Hello everyone, my name is Sagar Chahar and I secured All India rank of 437 in UPSC Civil Service Examination 2017. So if you are watching this video, I think you are planning to give the UPSC preliminary examination scheduled in June 2019, or you are interested in the civil services as a career and you want to give the preliminary examination in the future years. So I would share whatever I did in my preliminary examination with you. See, preliminary examination is the one of the crucial stages of this examination. So many people give this examination and you can't afford mistakes here. Mistakes will cost you very crucial in the preliminary examination. You can't afford to have mistakes. So there are two essential prerequisites that you have to do to minimize those mistakes in UPSC preliminary examination is revision and practice. So there are few core static concepts, static syllabus which is repeated again and again every year, and one is the dynamic portion, that is the current affairs, which is also half of the questions come from that. So in the static portion there are few subjects which have to be by hearted and have to be revised again and again. You would get the book list everywhere, the standard book list for each and every examination. I also followed that, and my notes from the coaching, I did that. I didn't do anything extra. So these core subjects which I say is history, art and culture, and modern. And if you have the time, just go glance medieval history. Then you have polity, which is absolutely important. Polity is very important. Modern history is very important. Then you have environment. And then you have science and technology and economy. These are essential subjects which you have to do. Geography is also an important part. You can't ignore it on the argument that previously the questions on physical geography have reduced and Indian geography have come on few aspects. You can't take it lightly. So these are the few core subjects you have to make notes on, or take a particular source and revise it again and again. The number of times you revise, the less chances of committing a mistake in the examination. Now you read a particular subject, it is not exactly replicated in the exam. They ask in a different manner. So for that you have to practice multiple choice questions. You have to, how many coachings you can do, or any practice text booklets you have to do. You have to do these questions. So from practicing you will get a knack of, in a particular, like a 10-line particular article on a particular thing, you will get to know which things you have to focus on, which the questions can be framed. So that thinking process develops after doing multiple questions, and then you pinpointedly focus on that, and in revision you just focus on that. So what I did for this is I made short notes, like 5-6 pages notes, which is easy to revise. So multiple revision is essential. You can't just escape the revision part. Revision is must. I, along with Lakshmikant in polity, I read the Bare Act of the Constitution, and because few questions come directly from the Constitution, they cite the Constitution. So if you know the Bare Act, it's easy for you to mark those answers. The second aspect is the dynamic aspect of the current affairs aspect. Usually as a norm it is told that for previous 1 year current affairs is essential. So I used to maintain my digital notes on the mobile from the newspaper, which I tried to revise, and there are few monthly compilations of different magazines, and you can go through those magazines, all the 12 magazines. That would be very beneficial for you. And there are certain aspects of government schemes, international organizations, international indexes, the environmental modules, current affair environmental modules, you and the science and technology related questions. These you have to focus. In the dynamic part of the prelims, these questions form a major chunk. They are directly asked, and if you know about it, you can go through prelims. And then there is one argument on how much you have to attempt, how much you need to attempt in the preliminary examination to get through. So I have met both side of the spectrum, that but few people say that attempt only those questions which you know. It should be around 60-65 questions you would know, done. And other spectrum attempt 90-95 questions and they take risk and get through. So when you will go through the preliminary papers, you will see that 40-50 questions you will know if you have a good preparation. There will be 20-30 tricky questions, and there you have the game changes. So there are two aspects which will disable you to go to mains. One is in those 40-50 questions which everybody knows you commit mistake, that would reduce your chances, and in 20-30 question you take risk and the calculated risk, educated guess is not correct and you get more negative marks. But this, you have to take risk, you have to attempt questions. So it varies. You can, if you have confidence while doing the paper that 65 question done, no, 5 question plus minus can be done, so target 125 plus for the civil services qualification. So if you get that, it's good. So paper 2 aspect of CSAT, which is hugely neglected because it is only a qualifying exam. I would say you need to know the basics of mathematical formulas. You have to attempt the English comprehension passages in practice and the logical reasoning questions. So more you do, more it easy would be your CSAT, and once you are confident that you have attempted 50 questions and out of that 45 would be correct, 40 would be correct, you are going beyond 66 marks, then you can relax in CSAT. But CSAT, I've seen cases, those who have not got the mains chance, even though they cleared the paper 1 cutoff, because they couldn't get 66 marks in CSAT. So don't take it lightly. So make last minute tips, giveaways for this. Still you have around 2 months for UPSC preliminary examination 2019. Make short notes on the static syllabus, revise it, do multiple choice questions, around 8,000 to 9,000 MCQ. If you do, you will be in a better position, and practice filling the bubbles, because there are chances when you wrongly fill a bubble and that will be deadly in the final examination. You can't afford to have mistakes in filling the bubble. So practice CSAT. CSAT is important, but the next 2 months is very crucial for a preliminary examination. Just focus on that, and I would suggest prepare for prelims in a manner that would help you cover or finish your portion for mains also. There would be few government schemes or indexes which is directly you can quote in the mains examination. Polity concepts you will read, history related questions you will read. These can be directly used in mains also. So have an integrated preparation also for this. But I would suggest, as the time for June 2 comes nearby, just increase your study time. I know this is a concept that you should study 6 hours, 8 hours comfortably, but in the last 15-20 days, give around 12 hours, 13 hours preferably. And then when you attempt the MCQ papers, there will be few questions which you will not know, you will have explanation there. Just try to read that explanation, get it in your mind, and whenever in the prelims if it's asked, it will click you, your gut feeling will come, and you will invariably be correct in that. Plus, while attempting the papers, you will know the knack of eliminating options. So in all the 3-4 statements which is asked, one statement if you know correctly, or one statement you know that is totally incorrect, you can neglect it in the optionals and you will invariably have 2 options. There you have to think that can it be relevant to this particular question, and then accordingly mark that chance. You have 50% chance of getting that correct, but if you take a educated guess, that 50% chance increases. There are few keywords also while reading the questions. Only these words should be focused upon, that always, only, shall, these words are important. So you have to say that you can't, any exception to that particular statement will make that particular statement wrong. You have to, thereby while practicing the papers, you will get this knack that this question is wrong and this is right. So before prelims, take a good night's sleep, because your mind should be fresh in prelims, because you have to focus on each and every word of the question that is asked, because reading the question will solve half your problem of solving that answer. If you casually read that question and do, or you are not in your full concentration span, that will be a negative point for you. So I would say that most of the times, if you read the question properly, you tend to get a hint that this might be the correct, this might be the wrong answer. So read the question and make a 3 revision pattern while attempting the preliminary examination. First revision, do all the questions for which you are 100% confident. For the second revision, do those questions which are 50% probability. In those you can eliminate 2 options and then within 2. And in the third, if you recall any concept or any question that was very exceptionally asked, that you would have studied or not studied, you can keep it in the end or leave those questions also. No need to take a risk. So it's entirely that if you are confident, just go for it. 60-65 question you are confident, but I would recommend to attempt on the higher side, because nobody has that confidence that not everybody, I would say, that has the confidence that is 60 question would be right, 65 would be right. Take it, just try and attempt those 30-40 questions which is important. This is the preliminary tip. And after prelims, there is a stage when you speculate on your cutoff, on your selection. Just try and avoid it. That is a huge distraction that wastes around 1 month for your mains preparation. Try and avoid it. Just stick to this. Take a week break or maximum 10 days break, then come back, start preparing for your optional GS, mains, essay, anything you want, but don't waste that time in speculation. So I think this tips would be very beneficial to you, whatever I said. So in the end, I would like to thank Delhi Knowledge Track to give me this opportunity to share my preparation. How did I prepare for civil services examination? Hope this is of benefit for you. I would also request all of you to listen to other videos on the platform on YouTube and ascertain their insights, how the other toppers they prepared for this examination and how they got through, and motivate yourself for getting into the civil services and serving the people of India. Thank you and all the best.